Hello and welcome to Neverwinter Nights, and this will be part 57. In the previous part, we finally managed to close off chapter 2, which took quite a while. So, here we are, the beginning of chapter 3. The reason it's on pause is because Aaron Gent will tell us that he wants to speak to us about 20 times. If it says this about every 5 seconds, which gets a bit annoying. The MacGuffin in chapter 3 is the words of power. We need to gather 3 words of power from 3 different regions, as you can possibly imagine. Some people would argue that chapter 2 and chapter 3 are very similar, and they are to a point. But thankfully, chapter 3 is a lot more condensed. But one of the main reasons why I'm so adamant about trying to milk every single area for experience is not so much the damage they do, but the health of enemies in chapter 3. It just there's a night and day difference between the enemies in chapter 2 and chapter 3 health-wise. It just takes forever to fight anything. You'll bump into quite a few of them that will do a significant amount of damage as well, but by and large it's just in general the health pool of enemies which has increased. So it's going to slow things down. But because this is a synopsis, supposed to be a synopsis round at least, I will, as much as I can, speed things up. There's a few quests to get, and I will probably blast through the quest givers talk text thing and then give a synopsis of what's going on. But first we need to speak to Aaron again. By the way, our friends are back. They have one more quest each that needs to be done in order to get the final upgrade of the items. So, let's time it. About 7 seconds. 8 seconds, perhaps. Anyway.
This has become something of a habit, has it not?
Yet yeah, I know.
To be honest, I much prefer
it's an honor to serve at Neverwinter. Blah 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 blah. I can't believe it. Anything on Maugrim, a decoy.
You must find these ancient words before. I wish Lily. I know this may seem but I can think of
anything else?
There is nothing more I can tell you.
I can get some supplies.
To serve as a base for both the war effort and those searching for the words of power.
And what should I do?
One of the words. Bring it back to me here.
Okay.
I wish you luck in your mission.
So basically, he was saying that the attack on Neverwinter is believed to perhaps be a decoy to try take attention away from this hunt for the words of power. But of course, I mean, we are in the hunt as well, so we'll probably have plenty of time to do something about that. Exit. That's an exit as well. So we have one quest specifically in this area that some people might want to do later because it causes one NPC to move. I just like getting it done early, but we still have loots to do, of course. By the way, we are in what's it called? Whatever this place is called, Piranha's Well or something like that. So now, wait. Tome of Boots, couldn't get this. These tomes are crafting tomes, but you need to have earned a cloak in chapter 1 from the Minister Cloak Enclave to become a member, basically. And if you haven't, you can't actually access the crafting thingy, so all these tomes are completely and utterly useless. You can't get any quests for them or anything, so what I was going to say was the Oathguard and Lord's Alliance has allied, but there is a certain amount of well, let's just listen to that idiot. You're on as well. Yeah, there's some animosity between Oathguard and Lord's Alliance because people are different, all that stuff. You've heard it a billion times before. But there is just this unnecessary animosity. because of course the Uskan are wild people, and by and large they are different, so they must be. Yeah, you know how it goes. I'll deal with the trading post later. But I mean, it goes both ways because, of course, the Lord's Alliance is very much a structured society kind of thing, whereas it clashes very heavily with the Usgard approach to things. So there is some, definitely some animosity. Oh, I checked that, of course. No mind. If I don't double check something, there's something wrong. Let's move here. Let's go and see what it's got for sale first, because he could have something interesting. Yeah, I remember you. I've seen you 20 minutes ago. Well, more than 20 minutes, no mind. Purchase some supplies. Unfavorable. How the hell can you... Dimwit. Yeah. AC, Dutch modifier. Nah, can't measure up to our boots. Let's see. We're not interested in weapons. Potions of fuel, 2,705 gold pieces, so that's a good 850 more than we paid before. That's why I stocked up. You know what, you may as well just get these. There you go, have some bullets. And some gems, why not? Anything of interesting armor of the master. Cute. 16 spell resistance, not bad. Great armor, level of health, and immunity to disease, poison, and level drain. And of course, it gives some regeneration, but you know what? That should be only 60,000 gold. Nah, not for me. What about rings? Nah, okay. Anything miscellaneous? Well, you could probably get some more healer kits, I'd say. You know what? Let's just stock up. It doesn't matter, we're not getting ideal prices, I don't particularly care. We've got 300,000 gold pieces. We are unlikely to find anything of note. Well, we might, but it's not going to cost 300,000, so we're good. Good, we should be fine now. Anyway, he's got an issue. Oh, it's not him having an issue, it's someone else having the issue, but he's sort of the representative. Okay. So, the scenario is that we have an Usgard warrior who got into a fight with someone. And the guy he got into a fight with died. That usually happens when people start throwing swords against each other.
Because Neurek sent you.
Sort of. I'm here to defend you, I'm not here to chat. Hang on. I think I must have swallowed a frog or something. Isn't that what they call it? Having a frog in your throat? There are some jurors and there are some witnesses, and we have to speak to all of them in order to get some sort of information about the truth of the matter. And then afterwards, you're going to be doing a trial, where basically you are the defender and you have a prosecutor. Maybe I should check my Zoom thing here.
Welcome, friend.
My name is Hammer. Usgard, what do you mean? Perhaps I could investigate. Okay. Elk tribe, another. I wouldn't. They're not by default barbarians, all of them, but they're definitely wild people. And he hasn't heard anything from the elk tribe, and we promised to look into it. But that's an area by itself that will come a bit later. Okay, we try again, and I still need to talk to all these guys. Sorry. Ask some questions on your people. Attention. Hold on. How's it going now?
Yes, what?
Okay, you know what? I'll get through it when we get to the trial. It's easier that way because I'm trying to keep up with this. By the way, I'm defending the guy. I have not decided whether I believe him or not. So saying I'm a friend, I wouldn't defend him blindly. Anyway, okay, you know, we'll try again. I'm going to reset. We need to try and gather information about this trial. That's what I was trying to say, okay? Sorry. I will gather my thoughts now. And we need to speak to the jurors and the witnesses in order to get some sort of idea of what's been going on. Because the two individuals, Griff and Rogan, got into a fight, and after Rogan or Griff died, Rogan ran into the Temple of Tyr to seek refuge even. And that's why Nurik has asked us to defend him, because he wants to find out the truth of what's actually gone on. I had to say that to him. He's one of the witnesses, by the way. Shady character.
Hello there.
Be careful you're not getting backstabbed, basically. Said by Shady character.
Well met.
The thing is, sorry, this is not going too well. And then there's this lady, the one who knows about the word of power. Can I ask some questions? Surely must know something. Okay. 2 Moses pizza. Sorry, this is rather messy. And I know what I'm trying to say, but I'm also trying to keep my attention on what I'm doing. So, one have to be sacrificed, and unfortunately right now it is what I need to say. Again, for you, the supplies. Maybe I could help with supply lines. Start looking. Can I see inventory? It's unfavorable as well. Son of a bastard. Don't like me. Cloak protection, deflection. I don't care about that. Okay. My voice is a bit coarse today. Sorry about that. The last witnesses. You know, I can't be bothered looting their chests if they're locked. That's out.
Well met.
You're dead twice over.
Good on you. So set.
I greet you.
Defense counsel. You know about the fighting and about you can tell me. What's wrong with your leg? None of our business. Okay. As I said, you know what? It's more like I just wait for the trial. But anyway, he's badly injured. He's hurt his leg. We heal him, and suddenly he becomes a lot more cooperative and tells us what we need to hear, basically.
I'll do you.
So, we have spoken to everyone, and now we can do the trial. Probably. Well, yes, I did indeed skip through it, and that was the whole point. I will let you know. You can get information during the trial. I'm still going to be skipping through a lot of the trial. So, we should have the information required. So, now the talk. Logan killed Griff. Ran into here. New York wanted to defend him and find out what's happened. We spoke to the jurors, we've spoken to the witnesses. And according to his wife, he came home, told her that he had given that Griff person some valuable religious importance, Usgard artifacts to Griff to pay him off for the debt he has incurred gambling with him or playing cards with him. So of course his wife said, you know what, this is no use, you have to go and try and get him back and promise him some money. And when he went back to see Griff attacked him and he defended himself for some bizarre reason and ended up killing him. The details is that Logan himself claims that he had a few drinks, but he felt affected in ways that the beer or the drink wouldn't normally affect him. So he's implying that his drinks were being spiked. The guy who just fixed the leg off confirms that Griff didn't indeed spike Logan's drinks, but he also cheated. So we can now gather that there's a good chance that Griff set out to deliberately rip off Logan. And that's why he spiked his drink. So his mind would be fuzzy, so he couldn't focus and would play poorly. Upon Logan returning to him, maybe Griffiths felt that Logan had discovered he was cheating or something, and out of panic, drew his sword. Well, if you draw a sword against someone else and they also are armed, then it's may the better man win kind of thing. But also that means that Logan ended up killing him in self-defense. So, we need to start the trial, and the trial is going to work in such a way that the 5 jury members, they will either raise a sword or a torch. If they raise a sword, they will believe that Logan is guilty, and if they raise a torch, they believe he's innocent. Ideally, we want to get a unanimous 5 vote for him being innocent, because he is. And of course, we'll have a prosecutor, which is a complete dick. And the reason I'm saying all this now is because I'm going to be skipping through a lot of the dialogue quite quickly. So, I've completed my investigations. Let's begin. Sounds simple. Sword for guilty, sword for innocent. And then it's just a game mechanic, basically saying if you try to interrupt the trial, he'll automatically be found guilty. In other words, if you try to quick save during the trial, you're burning yourself. But you don't need so. It's not that difficult, to be honest. I understand 3 jurors or more must be holding a torch to get acquitted. Okay.
I am the special prosecutor in the investigation of the death of the Lord's Alliance mercenary known as Griff. And I would like to remind the jury that I have never lost a case. Never!
Which of course makes him very important. I just wanted to give him his first spout. Or spewing, or whatever you call it. He is the prosecutor type that's more concerned about winning the case than who is telling the truth. Probably too close to comfort, but whatever. Anyway, seeing the case of being very, very clear cut. So, anyway, first witness. Did you see who actually started the fight? No, they were already going at it by the time we got there, so maybe Griff started the fight and Wogan was just defending himself. Yes, I guess. Could be Griff started. I don't know. I wasn't there. Isn't it true that Griff spiked Wogan's drink earlier that evening? Yeah, he wanted to mess up the Usgard. Or he wanted to mess that Usgard up so he could beat him at cards, you know? Make him not think straight. So Griff is partly to blame for his own death. Well, it was his fault the Usgard was doped up. Maybe if Wogan was in his right mind, he would not kill Griff. Insight. Maybe Griff thought that since Wogan was drugged, the Usgard would be an easy target in a fight. I guess he could have thought that. He didn't like the Usgard much. He would have jumped at a chance to kill one of them off if he thought he could get away with it. I have no more questions. Defense counsel, blah 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 blah. He's talking out his spot and he's going to get his fair warning by Newark soon enough. Yeah, you never had to witness the start of the fight, did you? No, I didn't see you start the fight. Okay. Griffith spiked Wogan's drink, right? Yeah, he put something in Wogan's drink. It made his mind fuzzy so he didn't really understand what he was doing. Don't you think that's a mitigating circumstances in what happened? I don't know what mitigating means, but Griff shouldn't have spiked that Usgar's drink. That's wrong. Griff was always doing stupid things like that. Wogan lost a lot of money that night, didn't he, Seth? Can you explain that? Griff cheated. He wanted to win so he could humiliate that Usgard, embarrass and ruin him. So he cheated during the card game. Don't you think that might have been a factor in Griff's death? I warned Griff that Usgard would be mad after losing everything he owned. I said it would lead to trouble, but Griff didn't care. He said it welcomed trouble with the Usgard. Insight. Maybe Griff attacked Wogan because he thought his cheating had been discovered. If Griff thought someone was coming to settle a score, he wouldn't wait. Griff would make sure he made the first move. He preferred to start fights himself, you know? I don't like the fact that we only have this option. But anyway. We got 5 sources at the moment, by the way. It can change still. Blah, 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 blah. Come on. Tell me why you sent your husband to see Griff. I told Wogan to go speak with Griff, to beg him to return the heirlooms he had taken from us, to appeal to Griff's sense of decency. My husband knew the killer. He only went back because I sent me to talk with Griff. Don't ever go there. Do you think he's on trial because he's Uthgard? No. No. We don't want to. We want the facts. We don't want prejudice and all that kind of crap. It's no use for for trial to be fair. We need to concern ourselves with facts. The Sherlock Holmes method. It doesn't matter if you're king or peasant, if you're rich or you're poor, whoever you are, you should get the same trial, for better or for worse. So don't ever go that direction. Tell me of the significance of the heirlooms your husband had gambled away. They're more than just heirlooms, as the artifacts of great religious significance to the Black Lion tribe. Their value is greater than mere money. Why they mean more than life itself to the worshippers of Usgar. More than life itself, the lovers with a human sacrifice, blah blah blah. Okay, and he's getting his warning here. No more questions. I would like to question Wogan. Tell me what happened. Were you thinking clearly? No, my mind was hated sort of blah blah blah. The jury may think that I'm merely an excuse to justify what you've done, Wogan. That's not my intent. I know I must be responsible for my own actions, my lord, but that night I was not thinking rationally. When Griff attacked, my instincts took over and defended myself. I'm no murderer, and I hope the court can understand that. No further questions for this witness. And then, of course, he starts to play on the fact that he's, warriors fight, surprise. You may now do your closing arguments even. The prosecution witnesses never saw who started the fight, so we must accept Rogan's claim of self-defense as truth. Hardly a convincing argument. Because he was drunk, sort of, I don't care. If people drink, they're responsible for their own actions. That, oh, sorry, I was drunk. Piss off, I won't have it. If you know that you become irrational by drinking, don't drink. Plain and simple. There's no other way about it. Anyway, Griff spiked Rogan's drink. Sure, blame the victim. If it's true, then yeah, blame the victim. Griff cheated at cards. Preposterous conspiracy theory. Probably. Let's just rest our case here. Unanimous 5-0 decision to quit Rogan. Rogan, you're free to go, as the rest of you. Cool, thanks to you for your time. And he wants to reward us. See, this is the reason why some people have apparently felt that it was better to delay this trial, because what happened is, of course, our friend Nurik has moved from there, right there, to here. When you use your stone recall, you end up here. So just having to run around the corner here is not exactly going to kill anyone, I think. Anyway, we got this bizarre number of experience for doing it, but I spent a lot of time. Yeah, sure, that I'll be going now. So, can you maybe open the door? Thank you. No, we can speak to people and be told how good we are. But, of course, Nurek will say later that we might have done more harm than good, because blah blah blah, all that stuff, people being dicks. He was acquitted on facts, he wasn't acquitted on any blah blah whatever. I mean, because no one saw who started the fight, technically he could have started the fight, but everything pointed to the fact that Griff had done anything and everything in his power to piss him off. And if he, of course, attacked him on top of that, then surprise, surprise, the guy defends himself. How unheard of, how rude, how naughty. So, the amount of experience you get and whatever else you get is directly related to how well you do, but it's relatively simple. I am not sure, I would assume you need to have spoken to the NPCs. Maybe the game doesn't even check for that. In that case, you could just go ahead and say, oops, and then you could just memorize the number order even, and just click your way through it. You don't even have to think about it. News branch. Search for words of power. He probably doesn't know anything about that. Yeah, well, he's referring to her. Maybe I can help you. What's the job? Addition to rare gems. Oh, a star sapphire. Oh, what do you want? Okay, and you think? Okay. It sounds dangerous. That mages often become liches. I don't think you have to worry about that. So he wants us to steal a gem from a lich. Good on you. You know what if I wait here and you go and steal the gem from the lich? No? I thought so. Coward. I love this comment, I have to admit, I love this comment. I don't know if I feel right plundering her finding resting place. I can't be serious. Looting crypts is a time-honored tradition among you adventurers. That's a bit of a dig at the players, isn't it? Finders keepers is the rule of thumb, right? No. The rule of thumb is if it's not nailed to the floor, it's mine to take. That is the rule of thumb. Almost right. We'll see it. If you want to guardians of my past, okay, maybe that. Yeah, well, it's extra experience. We may as well do it, and we are going to be getting that general direction anyway. So, unfavorable, I'm doing quest for you. Piss off. Sorry. I will control my language, but yeah, it's not that bad. I'm not swearing all over the place, I think. Am I? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I've forgotten already. I don't know. Clear start. Ring of protection +3. For how much? 17,000? For 1 extra easy, I technically should do it, but it is a flexion modifier. Nah, I don't want to pay that much, but I do want an extra bag of holding. I buy the bag of holding on principle. I think there's 2 more available after this one. I could be mistaken, but it's a bag of holding I want. You can never have too many bags of holding. Anything else? No. Okay. So, anyone remembering in Act 1 we had the option to upgrade stuff. And just need to check time. We squeeze it in, yeah, it's good.
Hey, what?
Oh, I got a book. Bloody hell. Anyway, not interested right now. In Chapter 1, you could upgrade some items. You could get a longsword +1 on a diamond and upgrade to an astral sword, astral longsword, whatever, which would give you more money to vendor than vendoring the sword and the diamond combined, with about twice as much actually. That is no longer the case. This is why if you are playing a character class that relies on equipment, you want to save money for this guy, because the stuff you can craft is nice, but it costs anywhere between, what is it, 80 to 200,000 gold? Upwards 200,000, yeah, something like that for one item. So you're not going to craft anything and vendor it, because nothing vendors for that kind of money. So yeah, we're not going to be trying with that in this chapter, definitely not. But I just want to point out in case someone's playing on wants to get some of the items you can make. They're very similar to the items from chapter 1, but they require +2 weapon base and stuff +1. And there will be a lot of +2 weapon loot around armors and whatnot. So anyway, I will need to cut this recording bit here, and on resuming recording, I will head to Coldwood, because that's where the portal thing for the mage thing that we need to go and get, the globe thing, the thing with the thing and the thing. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye.